Well, now we are going to Nancy, who runs Watts of Love, which is a nonprofit organization working to provide solar lighting and financial literacy training to families living without reliable electricity. Through this innovative approach, the organization helps individuals move from poverty towards greater independence and stability. Nancy joins us now. Nancy, welcome to This of the Day.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Great. So we just want to get a little bit of an overview of how you came to start this organization. What was your inspiration behind Watts of Love?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you for having me today. And how Lots of Love started was I was a stay-at-home mom of 5 boys for 17 years, and I had the opportunity to go to the Philippines. And when I was in the Philippines, I happened to see a young girl at a feeding program whose face was all burnt, and the teachers were putting toothpaste on her face. And I said, what happened to this young girl? And the teachers were like, this happens all the time. Children are burnt because they have no electricity and they have to use kerosene every single night. And so as a mother, I thought, my goodness, how do you live in complete darkness? Like, it was an awareness that I had never, like, I had thought about people not living with electricity, but the results of that. And so I came back from that trip. I had a house full of babies, and I really felt like God was saying, I want you to bring lights to people living in darkness.
Nancy, that's beautiful and so inspiring for our viewers because you were just a regular person, right? You didn't have this whole background and all of this information on the topic, but you were someone who cared and really, a mother and a person of faith, right? How
Yes.
would you encourage other people who care a lot, but maybe don't have a background in fundraising, don't have a background in nonprofits? How would you encourage them to help others?
Yeah, I think, God gives all of us a desire of our heart. And even though it may not make sense to us, and it certainly didn't make sense to me back in 2009 because there was no, LEDs on the market, there was, very little. And I believe that God gives all of us what he wants to do in the world. And I said yes. And so I would encourage people just to take that first step and not give up, right? Because there's been plenty of disappointments along the way, but if you don't give up, keep moving forward.
Wow, that's beautiful, Nancy. Just that whole idea of what one person can do responding to God's call. Um, what would you say is the most rewarding moment that you've experienced through following God's call and starting Watts of Love?
Yeah, absolutely. And when we bring solar lights to communities, so what we do is we have a very individual approach. It's giving every family a solar light. But a solar light is just not enough to break that cycle of poverty. We also pair it with financial literacy because people are spending 30% of their income burning kerosene or batteries. So once that is eliminated, people can start investing in chickens and goats. But also, what happens when light comes into a home? You have opportunity. Now, mothers and fathers can create businesses, they can become entrepreneurs. And most of the people that we serve, don't have a formal education. So, this opportunity now has two streams of income: the money that they're saving from not burning kerosene or batteries, and then they can become entrepreneurs. So, I want to share one story with you. I was just in Malawi, and Malawi is the fourth poorest nation in the world. 80% of the people live without electricity. And there was a mother who had a handicapped child who was 8 years old that she would tie to her back and walk to the street that was an hour and a half away. But we had given her a light 90 days ago. And in 90 days, she was able to start selling tomatoes. She was able to buy chickens. She was able to buy a pig, but she also was able to hire a babysitter to help her with her handicapped child. So in 90 days, she had financial freedom. She had a safe light to be able to get back and forth and create a business. But the day to day of caring for her 4 children and her handicapped child, she had some help.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible everything you're doing. And I'm sure our viewers at home are feeling very inspired after hearing this. How can they participate? How can they support your cause? How can people take action and join Watts of Love?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's www.wattsoflove.org, and people can, first of all, prayer. I believe prayer is number one. Donations, you sponsor a family, it's $50 to sponsor a family. And then also, if you travel with us, people have the opportunity to not only see and participate in the distribution, but that's something that people can do. We have a trip coming up in September to Malawi.
Wow. That's beautiful. Just again, hearing the witness of what one person can do, I think that's going to be very inspiring to all of our viewers. And, hopefully people can open up their hearts to God's will and figure what God's calling them to do with their gifts and talents and their desires. So thank you so much, Nancy, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you, Nancy.
Bye bye.